I'm Teisha Bader with Shalom TV's news update for Wednesday, June the 26th, 2013. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry addressed the difficulty in reviving peace talks between Israel and the Palestinians at a news conference today in Kuwait. Kerry said he didn't want to set any deadlines for the peace process, but that there needed to be progress before the United Nations General Assembly this September. As you may have seen on IBA News, the Secretary of State embarked on his 5th trip to the region in 4 months and is set to visit Jordan, Jerusalem, and Ramallah later this week. Kerry also said that Israeli and Palestinian leaders are both committed to restarting peace talks, but that progress would be difficult. Kerry said time is the enemy of the peace process. The passage of time allows a vacuum to be filled by people who don't want things to happen. The Jerusalem Post reports that Israel's President Shimon Peres met with leaders of the conservative movement in Israel this week, addressing close to 200 members of the Rabbinical Assembly, an umbrella group representing conservative rabbis from around the world, who came to discuss issues of religion and state with the president at Beit HaNasi in Jerusalem. Several RA members expressed to Peres that while they support Israel unconditionally, they are disappointed by the fact that they don't have proper recognition in Israel. Peres responded that there has been some progress in this area and that a dialogue is taking place. He said he had no doubt that eventually the different approaches of all non-Orthodox streams of Judaism would be recognized in accordance with their equal rights as citizens of the country. Peres said every Jew has the right to be a Jew as he sees fit. RA Executive Vice President Rabbi Julie Schoenfeld said she felt there was progress, but that the proof was really in action. She said the conservative movement would continue to demand equal funding, equality before the law, and freedom of religious conscience for non-Orthodox movements in Israel, saying in a democratic country, everyone is equal before the law, so there should be equal funding and freedom for people to practice religion in any way their conscience dictates. Anything else, she said, does not meet the standards of Judaism or democracy. And Peres also met this week with Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel, together with the presidents of the University of Chicago and Israel's Ben Gurion University in Beersheba, on ways to advance water technology. It was announced after the meeting, which also included leading scientists in the field, that the two universities will partner on water research projects, with the goal of making fresh drinking water more plentiful and less expensive by the year 2020. The two schools have already been working together for the past 18 months on several other projects. They'll now explore innovative solutions in developing more efficient ways of using water to produce energy and using energy to treat and deliver clean water. Reuters reports that a Dutch court ruled today that an archive of documents related to Anne Frank and her family are to be returned to Anne Frank funds in Basel, Switzerland. The archive had been the source of a legal battle between the Anne Frank house in Amsterdam and the foundation in Switzerland, which was set up by Anne Frank's father, Otto Frank. The question was where the archive, which does not include Anne Frank's diary but does include thousands of photographs, letters, and other documents, should be kept and displayed. And finally, this past Sunday, 600 Jewish senior citizens gathered in Great Britain to honor those who helped them to escape Nazi persecution at the 75th anniversary of the Kindertransport, a rescue mission that saved close to 10,000 mostly Jewish children during World War II, when the children were placed on trains as their families' desperate effort to save them. The children were often the only members of their families to survive. Sunday's event was held on the 75th anniversary of a debate in Britain's Parliament, which paved the way for the evacuation of the children from Germany, Austria, Czechoslovakia, and Poland to the UK, where they were placed in British foster homes and hostels. The Kindertransport, organized by World Jewish Relief, provided each child with a sponsor to ensure there would be no cost or burden to the state. 90-year-old Asias Findling was among them. He arrived in England on a Kindertransport mission when he was 15, leaving his parents and 2 younger brothers behind. 30 years later, he found out that they were put into a ghetto and ultimately sent to their deaths in the gas chambers. Findling expressed his gratitude to Great Britain at Sunday's ceremony. He said this was the only country that did something. It was a wonderful gesture, and that must not be forgotten. 92-year-old Judy Benton was just 17 when she snuck onto a Kinder transport mission after coming home to find that her parents had been taken by the Gestapo. She was at the anniversary along with her children and grandchildren, she said, quote, "to show I am free." And that's Shalom TV's news update for Wednesday, June the 26th, 2013. I'm Teisha Bader.